I'm Raena Janes, and I'm the director of 9 charter schools in Arizona, and we serve about 3,300 students. As a child, as an adult, I've always struggled with reading. It has been a lifelong journey. It has never come naturally to me. And as a child, I had a pretty bad stutter. So not only did I have trouble reading and comprehending, but the sheer terror of having to read out loud, not knowing the words, but then also having to deal with my stutter as it got so much worse when I was upset or nervous or high anxiety situations. It just was a very shameful time in my life. So for me, the defining moment was in 4th grade. And I had been very successful with all my workaround techniques. I got into one read aloud situation, and it's funny because this was in Bible class, right? And so it was everyone's gonna read a verse. And so, of course, the teacher starts here and she normally goes around the room like this. And I'm like, okay, I have to do it like, and so I'm skipping ahead, right? Like frantically skipping ahead. And I'm like, okay, I think this is the verse, this is the verse. And then I see words in this verse, and it's like names of cities and, character names. I mean, I'm just not gonna be able to do it. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll do the, big word funny thing. So I tried that. And the teacher says, no, Raena, this time, let's sound it out. We can all sound it out together. And I just sank, because that is where I go wrong every time. And I knew it was just gonna be terrible. And it was. I felt so embarrassed, so ashamed. And then in my mind, I determined I am not gonna feel that way again, ever. I can still feel the hot face, the tightened chest, I think I'm actually gonna die. Maybe I can faint. Maybe I can ask to go to the bathroom. I mean, it's like sheer terror when you know you are going to be humiliated, and the shame of not being able to be like the rest of the kids. I mean, it's terrifying, right? I don't know that I really ever read a book until I was about 23. I picked up this book and I started reading it, and I literally could not put it down. Like the light bulb went off in my head. It was like, this is what people enjoy. This is what reading is about. Reading something where you absolutely get lost and absorbed into a whole nother world, a whole nother story. Working with kids in the schools, I've always had a very tender heart toward children who struggle in reading, because I have been there, so there. And, they started celebrating Love of Reading Week, and that got to be a bigger and bigger thing. And then I was asked to read in some classrooms. I went and I read to my first class. And I almost had that book memorized. I'd read it so many times, and just all the theatrical, ways to bring the story to life. And I did it, and I did it very well. And one of the little kids raises their hands and they said, "You're the best story reader we have ever heard." And I was like, I was pretty good at that. This, how funny it is that life comes full circle, and a person who would just, literally want to crawl under the table can come alive and read children's stories. And so that is what I have done. And I've started a program called Kidmo Book Club, where I do read aloud videos on YouTube. That's one of the components. That's probably my favorite component of the club. And what I do is I try to design something that I could have benefited from as a child. Hello, Kidmo Book Club. I'm Raena, and I am super excited about our rhyming book today. One dark, dark night in Burrow Down, a rabbit named Eliza Brown found a book and settled down. You get a full page viewing of the book, and as I read, every word is underlined in motion with my voice. So if you are a child or an adult even that struggles with reading and sight words, and that is going to be a way that you can strengthen your reading, that is what my read aloud videos are for. My sister says that they're scars and they're beautiful, and when you really embrace that, they really are beautiful. I love the fact that when I go and in the classroom and I see children who are struggling so hard with reading, I can say, oh my gosh, I've been there. Do you have a stutter? I did. It makes it just so much more working with children on common ground. We all have our struggles. And when there's somebody who says, yes, I have struggled, I continue to struggle. I still don't get it all the way perfect all the time, but I'm working on it to be better, and I'll help you work on it. I'm Raena James with Kidmo Book Club, and I'm Scarred Beautiful.